Welcome back to the NFT Talks podcast. I'm your host, Sean, and today we have another amazing guest. His name is Rayan. He's the CEO and founder of a company called Oncyber. Now, Oncyber is a virtual reality for your NFTs. Now, NFTs, you buy them, you put them in your wallet. How do you display them in a special way? Oncyber offer that option. So make sure you stay tuned for this one. I've had this for a while, to be fair, this episode, and I've kind of held back just for the right time for when people are more talking about the metaverse and whatnot. But now discussions are talking about the metaverse, people are talking about AR, VR. So definitely it's time to drop it. And I will be dropping a few more episodes with a few more amazing individuals. So make sure you keep tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel, leave your messages below, feedback, and let's help build this community. So welcome back, guys, to another episode of NFT Talks. I'm here once again with, as always, with another amazing guest. He goes by the name of Rayan, and he's the founder of Oncyber, which is a virtual reality, gallery for NFTs, if you're a creator or buyer. So make sure you stay tuned for this one. It's going to be have a lot of gems. Thank you for coming on, Rayan. How are you doing?
Of course. Hi. I'm really good. I'm enjoying my time here in Miami after the crypto conference, and now I'm just like ready to keep building what I'm building.
Okay, so what's your background in regards to how are you a crypto head, or are you into the virtual reality or tech? I mean, tell me a bit about yourself.
I'm kind of both. So I was kind of brought up in the art world itself. My family has an art foundation in Morocco, which is like an old cultural institution to promote culture in Casablanca, Morocco. So I was bred in between this world of art and the world of tech and programming, because I started programming when I was about 13. Okay. When I was 18, I went to San Francisco, and I decided not to forego college and higher education, just to go and start working. Worked a bit, then I decided to go to university, went to the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. While there, I also started a company in Paris, worked on it for 3 years until I fell completely out of love with it.
Okay.
And since leaving that company, I've assembled a little innovation lab in Casablanca, Morocco, where we'd focus on risky, like creative ideas rather than set businesses. And that's how we stumbled upon NFTs and 3D on the web or virtual reality. We came up with the 5-click solution for a 3D space online with your NFTs in them. Yeah. And we've been going for 4 months, and it's been just like very, very intense. Like time in this world feels like years in another world.
Did you plan it to drop this time? Because it seems like you've just kind of just landed at the right time. Like when obviously there was a spike obviously in 2017, but the real hype around NFTs at the moment, especially with the art industry, with the sales of people, everybody wanted to collect art, and then you've kind of just, from my perspective, you kind of popped up and said like, here's a solution, you can put this on.
Yeah. And I mean, actually, Beeple's sale happened probably a day or two after our like public launch. Like, okay. So it took us a lot of time to build the software. Last year we were on it, and it was not initially for the NFT space. It was so that anyone in the world would be able to exhibit art in 3D. When NFTs came around, I knew that this project I had built, there was like just like some interest in WebGL and 3D. That had to be the project in my life. And since then, I've been working very, very hard. The whole team has been working in crazy hours and very hard, but we're really passionate about this problem we're solving, and for the people we're solving it for. So it gets really easy to work on it.
Okay.
Timing has been with me, but then we were ready to, we had a solution that was ready to be used, and we were ready to work for it to be used.
Okay.
So the moment we saw that there was some momentum with NFTs, it's kind of something we felt that it would be rising more and more in popularity.
Okay, so if you had to create, who is it for? I mean, I want the listeners to know, when the audience, people are watching, just who is this platform for? If you had to describe as an individual, who would it fit, and what would they use it for, and how would they use it? And I mean, the one thing that you do actually put in your strapline that it's free, which is always
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Especially so that's always amazing to use a free platform. So yeah, who is it for? Who how would you describe that?
So it's for really any digital artist or digital collector that would want to showcase their pieces. Right now, I mean, the state of the art was that there were a few platforms that were showing art, but there was no real storytelling to them. It's like a supermarket platforms. You have one artwork next to the other, next to the other. None make sense next to each other,
Yeah.
and you'd never see like an exhibition in the real world with just so many artworks that have nothing to do with each other. At least there will be some substance or some continuation. But the landscape at the time was that, and I truly felt that NFTs would like disrupt completely the art world. It just had to be a bit more art focused rather than just like a crypto, like a thing for crypto native people. And that's something that, again, as timing was right, we entered this space to be like, we have to be as accessible to everyone to show NFTs in 3D on the web. Right now, the solutions that are given at hand are either very expensive, to start with. So to buy a land somewhere or to get going somewhere, you need to spend a lot of money, whether it's on an architect or on the land itself. And then another thing was that it was hard to set up. So like in order to have some space on like any 3D environments out there, you'd need a lot of planning, finding the right people to do it with you. It's a time intensive thing. So we thought that if we could be a very easy way for any newcomer, anyone who's new to the NFTs, or anyone in general, really, that wants to show their art quickly and with high quality, because we also like the fact that we have, I mean, quite high quality like models in the end, that they could do it as easily as possible. And with that would come that anyone outside of the NFT space might want, hey, like I think these cyber experiences are really, really cool. I want one for myself. And then the only way to have one for themselves, it's free, but they need to have NFTs in their wallet.
Okay, so you need to. It has to be. Does it have to be an NFT? You got
100%.
Okay, so it does. I can't just upload my digital art. It has to be an NFT now.
I mean, if you want to mint the traditional art on a platform, that's fine. But we rely on the wallet to let you show artworks. And like, we are actually really proud that we can be one more safeguard of NFTs and authenticity. So you will never see something in a cyberspace that does not belong to the rightful owner. So either that was that belongs to the person who's making the space, or was created by them. And then if it was created by them, we reference the owner, the rightful owner, and like really precise who is the owner of this piece.
Yeah, because I've seen that you've incorporated it with OpenSea. Are you looking to collaborate with other marketplaces, or just solely OpenSea you're working at the moment?
So at the moment, we're actually the first cross-chain metaverse as well. So we also allow people from the Tezos blockchain with Hic and Nunc to import their assets. I'm sure you've seen a huge rise of popularity in the Hic and Nunc platform, and rightfully so. I think I admire it for a lot of reasons. But yeah, we're gonna keep on like going and trying to be as cross-chain as possible. I think the future seems to be very multi-chain, and there is no reason for us to pick a side. People should be able to have free will and choose exactly what they want for what reason they want. So some people might want to be on BSC or Ethereum or Tezos for some reason. We want to be able to accept all of them because all of those are valid blockchains to adopt. It's just up to use case. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So one thing I want to ask is, do you create as someone that's using your platform, do you have to create the actual room, or do you have templates? How does that work?
So we have multiple possible models. Number one is free. So it's spaces that already exist. We have 4 of them right now. You can use them for free, but anyone on the platform can use it. Then we have 2 collections of NFTs that act as rooms, as showrooms. One of them is called the Factory Collection. It's very open. There's a lot of editions minted. It's supposed to be treated as a utility where it can be moved very smoothly hand to hand. And it shouldn't be used for like flipping it or making value but then we have another collection that's called the Curated Collection. And that is more like it's curated. So any artist that posts in there that makes a 3D room to sell it as an NFT. We really follow the creative process. We are there with them for 2-3 weeks, trying to like make sure that the direction is right, and those go in much more limited editions. There's more scarcity around them.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So are you looking to introduce AR into this too? Is that something that you got in the pipeline?
VR is something we have enabled by default. It's not, you can't already visit them in VR, but all of the spaces that have been made so far will be visitable in VR.
Okay.
They're already all compatible. So one day we'll just go and say, hey, now you can go in VR and you won't have to change anything to your space. It just works.
Okay. Directly. What about augmented reality though? Like, is that something you look to introduce? Is that a route you want to go down, or?
I mean, it is within our Swiss knife. I don't know if we have a lot of different requests before we do that exactly. So there is the social component. So avatars, voice, that's something that has been really asked. We have a new edition that's called, so it's going to be 3D objects that people can preview in their space. So let's say you want to put a disco ball in your space somewhere. And we have, on site, we have a marketplace that has so many of these things that you might want to put in as 3D objects. You can preview them. And then if you like them in your space and you want to use them permanently, then you can buy it with one click.
Okay.
So and we have a few very, very big names that we're collaborating with for spaces as well. So it should be really interesting what's coming in the next few months.
And did you mention avatars? When you say you mentioned, do you mean like you're going to have an avatar in the space that's going to introduce someone to you, the room, to welcome you to the room and say, here's this, you can program the avatar and say, this is about this and this is about that, and they walk you around the room, is something like that, or?
Well, I mean, this is something I've been thinking about, and it is possible once we enable what we're enabling. The first part would be just people to be able to like gather in the space and have events. So basically meet up, do an actual exhibition opening where everyone could come and speak, and there's a few people that have the right to speak. There's this social component is important. Like people need to be able to socialize in these spaces. We started that way because we felt a bigger need from people to have high quality gallery space for their art only first, and then number two would come with social. So that's exactly where we're going.
Okay. One thing I was gonna ask you, and it's kind of slipped my mind now, I was gonna say to you, but so what's next moving forward for you, and in regards to obviously Oncyber, what's the next stage? What would you say is the next stage in place?
I think the next big stage we have is the partnerships we're gonna announce in a bit.
Okay.
I mean, we're partnering with the coolest people in the space to do stuff. I can't say too much about it at the moment.
It's like, can you tell me a little bit?
I wish. But yeah, it should be getting really, really interesting.
Okay. What I was going to say, Ryan, is okay. So I get a lot of creators, NFT creators, messaging myself, artists and whatnot, and they're saying, okay, then how do I market my NFT? How do I sell my NFT? And I think an important factor is to that is obviously you have to be in the community, but it's also being able to market yourself in the right way. That's why I think your platform's great, because it's offered something that you can showcase your work to somebody. Is that something, are you looking to help? Is it something you thought about in regards to helping creators advertise their work and ways they can do that, and how to help them sell their artwork, which help the space?
Absolutely. So the main focus until now has just been to spread awareness about the product and how easy it is to use, to gather as many artists from one side and collectors on the other side to be, used to using this platform and getting there to showcase their art. That's kind of independently one from the other. We are looking at options to merge both worlds with more discoverability on the platform, more social, like 2D social aspects to it, where people could follow other people, where people could see, let's say you very much like some collectors' works or like body of collection. You might want to follow them so that you see every time they've added something to their galleries, you get a notification and you can go and see which new artists you might not know that you could collect in a 3D space. So there is all of that aspect that's coming, and that should be helping a lot artists get more exposure from collectors. And then collectors also manage to find artists that are hard to find or that are just up and coming.
Okay. Are you not going to have your own gallery, your own exclusive gallery with NFTs in there? I mean,
Myself?
Not yourself. I mean, first of all, and I know that you're a collector, aren't you? You've got
Yeah.
a few NFTs. I mean,
Yeah.
have you got your own gallery, first of all?
Of course. Yeah, I have a few. I have a few. So I also have the one, I don't know if you've seen, but we've done a special collaboration with the Bored Apes.
Oh, I did see. I did. So yeah, I did see. I went in there yesterday. So that was cool. Yeah, it's like a bar. It's like a bar. Like
it's the Bored Apes bar. It's the Bored Apes bar. It was made by this really amazing artist called Paul. His name is RPG on Twitter. He's very talented, multiple awards in 3D modeling and stuff, and he's also working with another big artist on some destination drop that's gonna be announced in a bit as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think I probably have something in every single space. I didn't manage to get, so Genesis is one of the spaces we sold as an NFT.
Okay.
And I really wanted to get one personally.
Yeah.
But I had to handle the sale at the same time. And the moment I clicked sell, like 20 seconds later, I didn't have the time to go back to my other wallet and buy it.
Okay.
Like 20 seconds later, it was sold out. So, I mean, neither Cyber nor I got like anything from that drop. Oh. So I'm waiting for the prices to drop a bit. And I'm gonna go
so you can buy them on the secondary market.
Yeah.
What's your favorite NFT at the moment? What would you say, project wise? What's your favorite project out there at the moment?
Like the collectible project?
We'll say collectible. Yeah, collectible project.
Collectible. I'm a Bored Ape for specific reasons. So I managed to get the two Bored Apes that have like a robot eyes that look like a VR headset.
Yeah.
Then a Moroccan hat and tan skin. And like I'm all of those things together. Like I'm Moroccan, I'm tan, and I do work in VR. So I managed to get the only two that have those three traits together. And so it is me. If you ever see someone who's tanned with a VR headset and a Moroccan hat, 100% it's fine. So it's quite funny how this project managed to have so many specific, like, cool attributes that you can relate to. It made it so that every single person can like really identify with one of those apes, right? Like other projects, I like them. I like the Gutter Cat gang, for example. I like all of them pretty much, but I like the fact that this collection specifically is so identifiable with, like, from really anyone. If you're into whatever you might be into, you can find an ape that can kind of
relate to you somehow, some kind of personality. And then it's also the use. What I find important about NFTs is obviously the utilization and what you can do with that ape. I mean, are you looking to incorporate that into maybe being a mascot for Oncyber? Have you thought about that?
I mean, pretty much. Like right now, the fact that you have an ape makes you able to use that room. Otherwise, you don't. So it is kind of I really like utilitarian NFTs, like things that really have like a utility on top of their like artistic value. So like making the Bored Apes project be even more of a utility NFT was just a pleasure here. And I mean, the idea is that with the spaces will sell and the spaces you're allowed to use when you collect certain things on Cyber, it could be Bored Apes, it could be hash masks, it could be other projects as well. Well, those would allow you to like collecting those would allow you different experiences within the platform. Again, like if you look back into our mission and our number one like worry and like or problem solving thing in this project is that we want to be one more reason for people to collect NFTs. So whether it's pushing people for first time purchasing of NFTs or just like guiding them to things that are cool in the space, we will do.
How far are you away? And even I don't think this is even a thought from actually implementing this into frames, like picture frames at home, because the way I see that in the future, I mean, I don't know about yourself, is that you're going to have these frames on the wall, and you're going to be people are going to be able to go and look and go around your gallery through of these frames or the TV screens or anything like that. And people are going to collect things like not only paintings, they're going to collect NFT music, and they're going to have exclusive things to listen to there, and also you got the digital fashion side of it, and so on. So I mean, how are you, something you're looking into? Is that something you look to do in the future, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with the regards of staying the easiest way for anyone to exhibit NFTs,
Yeah.
That would be like the top of the pyramid. The more we go, like the basis of the pyramid, the more we go up, we are going to integrate with the trends in general. Like we want to be out there on a very long term. It's not a short term game. Like we're really here to stay. So yeah, we'll follow the trends within, and we'll just like keep on uh, accompanying people to just show their NFTs in 3D, whatever they are. They could be fashion, they could be um, anything. We're just gonna let them showcase them.
And one last question to round it off, Ryan, is what for you? What are you excited to see? What industry? I mean, because it's NFTs are disrupting everything they touch at the moment. And I've spoken to a few people within the music industry. I mean, I'm particularly excited about sports. I like the sports collectibles. And then a big thing for me is digital fashion. I think that's going to blow people's mind, especially when incorporated into gaming, and you can buy, instead of buying skins, you buy actual digital, something that you can wear in your avatar. You can get it in real life, and so on. And what for you is exciting for you?
Everything's so exciting. like that's the thing. I mean, every single industry involved that you spoke about, like the NFT space will make them such cooler places.
Yeah.
Like when you see I mean, there's a lot of fashion brands in the NFT space, like digital fashion brands. And when you see them speaking to big gaming studios, and then you see that like the music industry is also changing, and you can do different things. So for example, a project like Async Art, I don't know if you're familiar with that.
What art, sorry?
Async Art?
No, I don't believe I've heard that.
So the project itself is, I think, for me, is one of the coolest projects out there in the NFT space, with us, of course, but like one of the coolest. So what they do is that they divide music into like layers. So it's called stems. And then they allow, throughout the purchasing history or the lifetime of the artwork, people can change the stems. And like you end up with like a different sound exactly.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, music industry as well is incredible. The art industry, like the things we're seeing now, like the artists that are making what they're making now, man, I would have never imagined that so much creativity would fall out of this. I mean, I felt it, I saw it coming in a way, but the fact that so many people were out there, like not definitely underrepresented in like institution and art galleries, and that they're able to get out now and show what they've been doing for this whole time. I think is insane.
And the talks end up the talks of NFTs being a fad, obviously with the market sales, the sales slowing down and whatnot. What's your answer to that? What's your thoughts on that?
Like slowing down, I understand. Like people got really hyped, and that's market correction. The market goes up and down. Like if you've been to crypto like long enough, this is nothing like a crash. Like this is not what we call a crash in crypto. So yeah, like that first off, and number two, people who might say that really underestimate this community. We're all people who have made this space our lives, really. Like, I mean, my daily life is the NFT space, and I know I'm not alone because I'm speaking to so many people at the same time. Everyone is in the same, like the same dynamic. So as long as there's a consensus of people that come around this, I mean, then art also is a fad, and like so many things that are not like necessities are a fad. No, I don't think so. So I'm really not worried about like the future of the NFT space after seeing this community being so involved. There's no way it's ever coming down.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I mean, I'm a fan, obviously, of the NFT space.
Of course, I don't want to say there's no way it's ever coming down and like become a meme anywhere. But I know how it is.
You're not phased by obviously this is what happens. Things go up, things go down. But I think the argument is that there's a use case for it. There's a community using it, and it's only going to evolve eventually as more people know about it. And the more obviously big brands are getting involved and stuff like that, it's going to, I believe it's going to be everything we do in the future in regards to purchasing is going to be an NFT. That's my thoughts.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. I think so. I think there's no stopping it.
Yeah.
It's just like, and the tech is too powerful.
Pretty much.
hard to be unnoticed, you know, like.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, thanks for that then. Well, like I said, I know you're short for time. So I appreciate you coming on and spending a short time with us to talk about the NFT space, obviously talk about Oncyber. Everybody go check out the space. I mean, do you want to leave any handles or anything new you want to drop?
Yeah, sure. Just go on the website and check it out, oncyber.io. It's just be open to discover new types of experiences. And I mean, I really can't wait.
Yeah, and I look forward to it too. I look forward for the collabs you've got coming. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that.
Truly, I can't wait for what's coming.
Is that anytime soon?
Yeah. I mean, like we have one drop coming on Friday, and then we're probably going to announce next week or in the next 2 weeks one big partnership with someone that you must know, and then a big partnership with someone else that you definitely know.
Okay, all right then. Well, okay, I look forward to that. Once again, Ryan, thanks again for your time, and obviously we stay connected. Hopefully we can get you on down the line when you've done so much more, and maybe when you've collabed with all these amazing artists and whatnot, we can talk about it a bit more.
Give me a few weeks. Yeah.
In a few weeks. All right, then. All right, everyone, stay listening, stay blessed.